Hello everybody, it's Mario here and I want to welcome you to my first ever breakfast vlog. So I wanted to do vlogs for quite a bit of time now and I've really been hesitant to start because I have no idea if number one this camera will work for this. I'm going to show you the setup. Also, I wasn't sure if you guys would really want to see something like that. And I made a post on Facebook. I've actually talked to a couple of friends and they said, yeah man, you should try to do some vlogging and also incorporate some really cool content on science, nutrition, fitness, and personal development, all these things you can incorporate into a vlog. You know, just don't make it like a fluff 30-minute video where people are watching because they're waiting for some information. It takes like the whole video to show it. So that's something that I'm gonna try to combine a little bit, add more stuff to the channel to show you guys what currently I'm doing, and this breakfast is gonna be a good example of how I start my day. When I say breakfast, I mean I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I've been fasting for a couple of hours now. And when I say intermittent fasting, I mean I am on a lean bulk right now, and the type of intermittent fasting that I'm doing is a bit of a wider window. So I don't eat anything about 2 hours after I wake up because I'm really not hungry in the morning. And despite the fact, I mean, what people say, you know, you can change the window, right? You don't have to do like the strict 8-hour, 16-hour fast. You can easily modify that and change it in a way that it suits your lifestyle. So for my personal taste is that I'm never hungry in the morning, right? As soon as I wake up, that the food is really the last thing I think about. So that's kind of me modifying the window, as well as, so I'm gonna get the 2 hours in the morning of a fast, and then before I go to bed, I try not to have any food at least 2 hours before bedtime. It kind of feels that this allows me to get better sleep. So let me show you guys the setup real quick, and then I'm gonna get to the breakfast, which is gonna be high protein, high fat, and carb. So it's gonna be a very balanced meal, very solid meal to start off the day. And let me show you the setup real quick. Okay, I'm jerking the camera a little bit, not used to this. This is actually quite heavy. I mean, this Gorilla Pod here, this thing is pretty damn heavy. And then we got the A7S II right here, and we got the Sennheiser directional microphone. That's the current setup, and as you guys can see how I'm holding that, you can see it on the mirror behind. And it's pretty damn heavy, I must say. You know, I mean, I'm not complaining because it's making gains. Like if you carry this thing for like 3 hours throughout the day or doing video blogs, you're gonna get jacked, man. Like especially like your shoulders are working here. I can see this getting some good perma pump in those shoulders, getting the bicep pump just by making this video. So let's get on with the breakfast. So let's peek into the fridge to see what's going on there, and let's see if this camera can actually focus. Eggs are gonna be the number one thing. I'm gonna be having four whole eggs on coconut oil, so I'm just gonna prepare that. That's gonna be the only thing I'm gonna cook, and aside from that, one other protein source that I'm gonna add is a little bit more Greek yogurt. So let me pull that out. Here, this is basically zero-fat Greek yogurt. Pretty good source of protein, 13 grams of protein for 100 grams. So I kind of like to add this because if I'm looking at 4 eggs, you know, that's 20 grams of fat, and that's about let's say 25 to 30 grams of protein, and I want to add a little bit more, so I want to make the meal about 40 to 45 grams of protein. So I'm going to add about 120 150 grams of this, and then it's going to be a really nice combination. Also makes the food taste a little bit better. So that's going to be here waiting, and now let's look into what we're going to have for the carbs. My fridge is almost getting completely empty. Let me show you guys. So here we have some kiwis, so that's gonna be, yeah, some kiwi is gonna be there for the carbs. And let me move this stuff aside. What do we have here? Got some blackberries, and my favorite, yes, blueberries. Blueberries for the win. That's gonna be it. So I hope this camera can actually focus on my face. If it's not focused, I apologize. I suck at this. I will make it better. Might get something else if this can't focus on my face. So in terms of carbs, see this thing here. This is about 150 grams. Yeah, 175 grams of blueberries. So 175 grams of blueberries. I mean, it is giving you about 20 to 30 grams of carbs, so it's not an insignificant amount of carbohydrate. So I might add not any other source of carbohydrate, as I have some apples here, but I might add just some chocolate in the end, right? So as I fill up my fat, so I'm gonna add some chocolate, and that's gonna give me the necessary fat, but also with chocolate I'm gonna get some carbs as well. So let's get this started, and I'm gonna use some extra virgin coconut oil here. The packaging doesn't look very pretty. It's been around for a while here. I'm gonna actually have to buy, I'm almost out of coconut oil. So let me position this little thing here so I can show you guys how fast it is to cook eggs. I'm gonna actually try to do it while holding the camera. This is like learning video blogging while you have people watching you. So I'm gonna do this here, you guys can see. So the pan, the best pan on the planet. I'm using a kcal pan, which is probably the best invention on this planet in terms of like non-stickiness. So let's get on with cooking, and I will talk to you guys when the food is ready. Alright, so that was part one. Basically get the eggs ready, and now I'm gonna wash some salad. So I'm gonna get some peppers, as well. Got some red ones there. I'm gonna cut out kiwis, clean that up, and basically one quick tip here for if you're in a diet right now. So when you're eating food, you don't want to have the same color of the food and the plate. You want to have a contrast. So for you guys that are on a diet right now, because I'm on a lean gaining phase, I don't really care about this. But if you're in a diet, that's a really cool trick that you can make yourself eat less, is if you have a contrast of the food color and the plate color. This has been well studied by Brian Wansink and his group. And they found that contrasting plates actually results in eating a bit less food and also feeling a little bit fuller. So pretty cool, right? Let's get on with cleaning this salad and also cleaning the berries. And what I'm gonna do here, let me show you guys. I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm not really the type of person that complicates the meal, you know, to make it look pretty. So I'm just gonna get some Greek yogurt and put it on this plate. I'm gonna bust out the scale. So we're gonna get about 125 grams of Greek yogurt. So there you have it, basic, simple, high protein, high fat, high carb meal for the meal one of the day, which I call breakfast. I mean, traditionally, people imagine breakfast being eating right after you wake up, and that's not for me. I mean, I basically am not hungry for at least 2 hours, so I have to incorporate some form of fasting in the morning if I want to make this work. So that's just something I'm used to doing right now, so I am doing some fasting there, as I said. And going forward, I mean, this is going to be the meal one, then I'm going to go to do my workout, and I'm going to do meal two, meal three, and that's going to be the end of the day. I don't snack between the meals. I don't think that's something that I was ever really a big fan of, and I think it really takes away from the meal, as kind of robs you of those calories that you might need. And I'm a really big believer in, okay, it's the meal time, focus on food. When it's not meal time, no food, or not using food as kind of like making yourself feel better, or just I guess dealing with boredom in a way that you eat food. So that's kind of one thing. And a really cool thing with intermittent fasting, it was actually a new study that was just posted a couple of days ago, and where they looked at for the first time at the 16-hour fast and at the 8-hour eating window, and there were some really interesting findings there. I mean, I'm gonna quickly summarize it here. So the group that did intermittent fasting lost much more fat than the group that wasn't doing intermittent fasting. But the point I think that we could really draw out of that was that the group that was doing intermittent fasting kind of naturally fell into a caloric deficit, a mild caloric deficit. So they didn't lose more, like an insane amount of body fat. We're talking about a deficit that was probably about 5 to 10% of calories, which was kind of like a recomp almost, where you're not in that heavy deficit, but you're recomping, you're basically burning body fat and you're building muscle. So that's kind of an interesting thing with intermittent fasting, that these guys were supposed to be maintaining their weight, but naturally, because they just added fasting, I think that they just found it a little bit harder to eat the food that they would normally eat, like the quantity of food. So it's kind of interesting study for the first time. I mean, not not a study or a review or something that can show us everything, and there's no single study out there that will tell us everything. It's just one piece of the puzzle, and it's kind of a study that shows us a direction where future studies might go. And that's one thing that I really love about this moment, is that there's more research being done on intermittent fasting, which means that in the future we're going to have a lot more data, and we're going to actually be able to explore more possibilities, because there is some information out there and there's some studies showing that intermittent fasting might have health benefits, but we don't have a lot of data on body composition, on basically changing your muscle mass, building muscle mass, losing body fat. So I'm pretty excited to see future research on this topic. I'm going to leave this study in the description below. So as I said, the summary, of the study, it's not some kind of magic pill or whatever, but it is actually helping people stick with a caloric deficit, even naturally will fall into a caloric deficit, and it's kind of an interesting thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing more research, as I said, and let me know as well if you guys enjoyed this vlog style here. And this is the first time I'm doing so if there's some mistakes, or if the camera's out of focus, or if something is just off a little bit, or my hand is shaking because this thing is freaking heavy, let me know in the comments below. Looking forward to doing more of these videos for you guys, and I'm gonna sign off right now. Have my breakfast here, and also listen to an audiobook. So as you guys can see here, let me put this in. Now I can actually see that it's out of focus. So I'm gonna get my audio reading done here with the breakfast to get some cool knowledge. Knowledge is power. So I'm gonna get that done and hit the gym. So hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know, as I said, in the comments below, feedback, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.